If you thought the world of Harry Potter was all fantasy and magic, then boy are you in for a surprise. Looks like the world of wizardry and witchcraft hides much more horrors than just creepy forests and soul-sucking demons. Who'd have thought the school simulator would take a turn towards the jump-scare-ridden horror genre? Not us, that's for sure. Players beware, you're in for a scare. Here's everything we know about the spooky mission. Starting off with an exclusive nightmare. A PlayStation-exclusive Hogwarts Legacy shop quest titled Haunted Hogsmeade was recently revealed during the PlayStation State of Play event. Plus, a new Hogwarts Legacy trailer shared on YouTube also gave a further glimpse into the exclusive quest. It shows the kindly Hogsmeade shopkeeper, Madame Mason, who offers to sell her store to the player at quite a generous price. However, a spooky secret that lies beneath the shop threatens to spoil that lucrative deal. Players must travel down the depths underneath the store, and in doing so, face a haunting presence. But all of that will also allow players to own their very own shop to sell items and gear. However, unfortunately for non-PlayStation players, the quest line will only be available to those players who choose to experience the Wizarding World adventure on PlayStation 4 or 5. While you can play the game as an innocent Hogwarts student, the Dark Arts path will also let you go down a much more sinister path. Customization will allow players to roleplay as many types of wizards, from law-abiding paragons all the way to merciless renegades. The game's devs have also hinted that players can learn some of the dark arts during their extracurricular activities, and even the taboo, unforgivable curses might even be available to be used. Though it's currently unknown what kind of effects these dark decisions will have on the game's storyline, you'll be finding that out early next year when the game comes out. Hogwarts Legacy aims to deliver an authentic Harry Potter experience like never before, and the Haunted Hogsmeade Shop questline will bring the supernatural elements of the game to light, quite ironically. Let's take a look at what this quest could potentially be about. Though it's not yet known why Madame Mason has been having such bad luck with some of her prior tenants, such situations don't seem to be rare in the wizarding world. Even during Harry Potter's years at Hogwarts himself, we discover that many people believe that the Defense Against the Dark Arts teaching position has a curse attached to it, since those who choose to hold the position don't seem to last longer than a year. Though the reason for this superstition is left ambiguous, it could possibly be caused by dark magic, and it's even been suggested that Voldemort himself jinxed the job after Dumbledore denied him the position, back when he was still Tom Hiddleston, that is. Similar types of dark magic could be involved in the upcoming quest, and players may end up seeing themselves having to overcome these strong curses. The quest could also be used to explore the history of Hogsmeade, the town which was founded by Hengist of Woodcroft around the same time the Hogwarts School of Witchcraft and Wizardry was established. The village is often depicted as a picturesque location, populated with quirky small shops and thatched cottages, though in reality, some pretty dark stuff has gone down there. Back in 1612, the town served as the headquarters for wizards during the Goblin Rebellion, and since another Goblin Rebellion can be seen brewing in Hogwarts Legacy, the quaint little town might end up finding itself coming into play again. Moving on, that wasn't the only part of the game revealed at the event. Recently, the official Hogwarts Legacy official Twitter account posted a new collection of short videos demonstrating the looks of the upcoming game. This time, the collection of YouTube videos was themed after the different houses' common rooms. Each video was almost a minute long and showcased the detail put into each of the Hogwarts houses. Although the grand regality of Gryffindor and the dreary extravagance of Slytherin were sights to behold, you may be more interested in seeing the Ravenclaw and Hufflepuff chambers, since those don't get much of the spotlight in the films. The Ravenclaw wood and stone decor show an organized yet grandiose appearance in its medieval simplicity, a perfect setting for students who tend to be studious, but also enjoy a bit of splendor without being distracted from their intellectual pursuits. On the other hand, the Hufflepuff common room is overrun with nature. Assorted plants naturally grow throughout the entire chamber, bringing about a kind of modest charm to the easygoing lives that Hufflepuff students would gravitate towards. Avalanche has also previously teased the fact that the house's common rooms would be different, and now we can see what the developers meant. The authentic feel of the common rooms is yet another example of how much effort the studio has put into the game. It's not often that major licensed franchises end up receiving the just reverence that they need in order to transcribe their feelings into a video game adaptation, a trend that has unfortunately been a big part of gaming ever since the early days of Atari. However, there are still some concerns left among players. Despite all the dedication put into reimagining the visuals and wizarding activities of Hogwarts Legacy, there still remains a twinge of fear regarding whether or not the game can handle the weight of its ambition. With all the spectacular imagery on full display, it's very easy to see why you'd be getting excited for Hogwarts Legacy. Despite the fact that development has been pretty rough with all the delays, Avalanche seems to be weathering the storm, pun not intended. The only question that remains is whether the game will be able to perform well under the high-fidelity graphics and in-depth features that it hopes to provide. We've already seen overly ambitious games like the unfortunate Cyberpunk 2077 release end up underperforming on consoles because they're just too big for the console to handle. Get your heads out of the gutter. Furthermore, we also now know the release date for the game. With all of the details details out of the way, the only question that's probably left on all of your minds is, just when will the game come out then? Well, worry not, my friends, as we have the answers for you right here. The game is set to officially release on the 20th of February in 2023 for all consoles, an early release for the upcoming year, so you won't have to wait long before you can put your hands on the game. Meanwhile, in other Harry Potter news, first up, Hogwarts Legacy shows a brand new weapon in the game. A recent Hogwarts Legacy trailer might have shown off a new weapon type as spotted by an eagle-eyed fan on Reddit. As pointed out by the user Lone Star Wolf, a very quick and small detail in one of the trailers could potentially point towards a usable weapon in the game, even if it seems rather unlikely. The theory concerns a new goblin character, Ranrock, who's been a key part in some of the game's trailers and promotional material. If you look closely at the character during the scene, you can see that Ranrock uses his gauntlet to counter a stun spell shot at him by Block Professor Fig. The entire time we thought that he simply used some kind of goblin magic to create a barrier, but now it makes more sense that the new and improved goblin armor could just be able to block spells. We hope that players will get to wear them after eventually defeating him in combat. After all, it's quite an overpowered weapon to wield in a world filled with magic. Next up, Hogwarts Legacy won't be including Quidditch. Looks like the upcoming Harry Potter RPG won't be featuring one of its most popular sports, Quidditch. But hey, at least it'll still let you fly around on a broomstick. The fictional fantasy sport has been a part of the franchise ever since the first novel, and we've been eagerly waiting to see if it appears in Hogwarts Legacy. However, a new post on the game's official website has confirmed that players won't be able to try their hand at the sport once the game releases next year. It's a pretty big bummer, considering even the old PlayStation 2 era Harry Potter games included the deadly game involving flying at Mach speeds on broomsticks while throwing balls of iron and hitting each other on the back of the heads with wooden clubs, and having your opponents fall hundreds of feet from the sky and breaking their bones upon landing on the feet. Actually, you know what? Maybe it's about time somebody realized that the sport isn't really a good idea for children to be playing. Lastly, the $300 Hogwarts Legacy Collector's Edition box contains a floating electromagnetic wand. Video game limited edition packages can be pretty hit or miss. After all, committing to a triple-digit price tag just to get a 5 out of 10 experience would suck pretty bad. However, the quality of the goods with the Boy Who Lived Super Deluxe Edition of Legacy doesn't seem to be an issue. The main feature of the box is a giant cast of a wizardly tome that has a map of Hogwarts printed on its open pages. It can also be plugged in and powered on, which activates the electromagnets under its pages and allows the included magic wand to float above it. That's pretty neat. That's a wrap for this video. What are your thoughts on a Harry Potter game dabbling in the horror genre? Let us know in the comments below. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more videos like this. See you in the next one.